Hey everyone, it's Tara. If you don't know what this video blog is about, it's an open diary, and it's all about my evolution and study as a newly converted Christian, who happens to be at the intersection of Christian and trans. I'll continue to be updating this as time goes along. So, I've been reflecting lately in response to the religious service that I have attended lately and the Starting Points group that I have been with at my church. Throughout the past month, we've been studying the Psalms and their relationship to the emotional spectrum and all the experiences that we have in our daily lives as human beings. I, as someone who suffers from severe depression, felt a deep connection with these sermons. They even used the movie Inside Out as a framing device, which is just one of my favorite Pixar movies. Today at the Starting Points group, we discussed spiritual practices, and it's gotten me thinking about what are some ways that I can practice my faith outside of just Sundays. I've been planning on going to the Bridge Project, which is once a month an aid. It's a once a month aid effort to end cities' homelessness. As a survivor of domestic abuse who very nearly was on the street, this is an issue I care very deeply about. But more than just service, which is certainly something I want to be part of, I also feel like I can be doing more for my spiritual health. My depression waxes and wanes, but there are absolutely some unhealthy things that I routinely engage in that I need to work on abstaining from because they make things worse. And the truth is that I need healing. I'm in a lot of pain a lot of times, and there's ways that I can work on. Now, one of those things that causes me a great amount of pain was the fact is that for whatever reason, I had this obsession with reading the hurtful, hateful things that people write and say about me online. There's this group of hateful people in one dark corner of the internet, and I shouldn't read it, and I shouldn't care about it, but I absolutely do. I would be completely lying if I said that I didn't care, that it didn't affect me. They gloat as bad things happen to me. They cheer as horrible things happen to me. They accuse me of lying about the bad things that happen to me. And occasionally they cause the bad things that happen to me. I start second guessing who I am. I start bashing myself. I start hating myself. I start wondering if they're right about me. And this is not good. This is not good for my health. It's not good for my spirit. It's not good for anything. And one of those practices that we talked about was fasting. Now, today's theme was joy at our church. Each day was a different emotion, and today's theme was joy. So we used this psalm in our little discussion group, and also the sermon itself. And I guess today, for whatever reason, it kind of spoke to me because it was used as a lead-in to talk about spiritual practices. All right, here's the psalm. It's Psalm 30. I will exalt you, Lord, for you lifted me out of the depths, and you did not let my enemies gloat over me. Lord my God, I called to you for help, and you healed me. You, Lord, brought me up from the realm of the dead. You spared me from going down to the pit. Sing the praises of the Lord, for you, his faithful people. Praise his holy name. For his anger lasts only a moment, but his favor lasts a lifetime. Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. When I felt secure, I said, I will never be shaken. Lord, when you favored me, you made my royal mountain stand firm. But when you hid your face, I was dismayed. You, Lord, I called. To Lord I cried for mercy. What is gained if I am silenced, if I go down to the pit? Will the dust praise you? Will it proclaim your faithfulness? Hear, Lord, and be merciful to me. Lord, be my help. You turned my wailing into dancing. You removed my sackcloth and clothed me with joy, that my heart may sing your praises and not be silent. Lord my God, I will praise you forever. On reflection, I often feel as though I am in a pit. And while that might not be quite what the author had in mind, it resonated with me. I do feel as though my depression puts me in a pit. I feel completely without hope. My suicidal thoughts come back. I feel insecure about myself. I forget what joy feels like. And I don't look towards God. I cope by talking to my family, but I know that that can put a strain on my relationships. I probably come across as needy to my family and friends. And of course, I read those threads, which knocks me down even further. I don't even know why I do it. And I wonder if the attention they give me is reinforcing my other vices. So one of my plans is to fast from reading hate. No more YouTube comments, and definitely no more reading the hate threads about me for at least a week. My next plan is to work on reading the Bible from beginning to end in 1 year. I have a study plan laid out. I might as well make periodic updates if things really jump out at me. And the third is to commit to a meditation routine at night. Here's how the routine works. You plant both of your legs on the ground, sitting straight up, kind of like I'm sitting, except my feet are on the ground. I'm sitting in bed. But you sit on a chair, sitting up, and what you do is you imagine yourself rooted in the ground. Just kind of plant your feet on the ground, in the ground, and you sort of envision your spirit sort of growing out like branches. Mindfully breathing, repeating a phrase in your mind. And it could be any phrase. It's going to be a 2-syllable word because that seems to have more of a bump thing to it. But you pick a word, and in my case, my word is forgiven. And you're going to work through that, and I'm going to be doing that for at least a week, or also when I feel a panic attack coming on. I get panic attacks right now. And I know this all sounds kind of a little ridiculous. Like, why does this crazy woman, can't have to care so much? And the truth is, I really don't know. I do find this all difficult. I do find it hard. And the truth is, what these are just bad habits. And I gotta take the first steps towards resolving them. Plus, I think it'll help me reach a point where I can better serve if I can kind of work societies and sort of pain. That's the reason I'm doing that.